She's back.
I'm back.
Finally.
Oh,
Sunny,
yeah.
Mommy's back.
Oh, she knows. She's the one that kept me up all night last night.
Seriously, the most classic thing. The kids slept great while Sarah was gone. Last night, Sunny woke up 4 times during the night, and then Jack wakes up at 1:30 screaming his head off, inconsolable. It probably didn't help that we stayed up late playing Matchmasters.
Oh my gosh. I got back and I was like, maybe we'll watch a show. We'll do something. We literally played Matchmasters against each other last night.
I smoked you.
That was seriously such lucky. You didn't even know what you were doing. Oh my gosh.
But it's so fun.
Because we're both kind of competitive with each other.
Kinda competitive.
Kind of. So it's literally, I'll show you guys because I was just playing. Basically, if you don't know what it is, first of all, just download it because you're going to love playing it.
Trust Sarah. Sarah is an expert with games, and any game that Sarah likes is actually fun.
So it's a matching game that you play against people. You can play against your friends, and you have these boosters that you can select before you play. And then basically you can match 3 together, but ideally you want like 4 or 5 would be awesome. If you get 6 of the like blue stars, you get a booster to use during the thing. So highest score wins. I have 5 rounds to beat this piggy guy.
But seriously, you guys, download the app. It is so much fun. The QR code is on the screen, so if you want, you can just scan the QR code.
Or click the link in the description.
Or click the link in our description. Seriously, download it. You're not gonna regret it.
You're too cute. Like, I'm not even gonna finish
You feel
this
like
round.
she looks older now that you've been back.
Yes. Well, look at her just following.
She, anytime I put the camera on her, she's mesmerized.
Can you smile? Oh. Before I left, I did a Q&A on Instagram and I realized that there was like over 800, 900. I don't even know how many questions there were, but I could only get to a few of them. So we're gonna do a full Q&A today. If you didn't see our last video, our bike just got stolen. It feels like every time we film a YouTube video, something major of ours has been taken. Like we've had our electric bike the first time stolen, our camera and all of my IDs, my credit cards were stolen. Then we had our car get stolen, and then we just barely had our brand new e-bike that we bought after the first one got stolen. Stolen again.
It's funny because we
It's
also made our
actually
YouTube
insane.
video about like why we're moving to Utah, and none of it had to do with this. It was just like.
But now that has to
But
do
now
with it.
a lot of the reason why we want to move has to do with this.
It's literally thing after thing. Oh, and the new car that we bought isn't in the shop right now.
Oh, they know. They know.
Oh,
All
you
of
have
this
to-
happened while you were gone,
Oh,
just
my
to
bad.
add to the fun. It's just insane. It's like, what kind of sick joke is the universe playing, you know? In all honesty though, you guys, these are very small things, material things that don't really matter at the end of the day.
Yes,
Like there are
they
so much
really-
worse things that could be happening.
And
in
that's
our
what
life.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my gosh, this stinks. But everybody's healthy. Our nanny called when Derek was trying to find the bike, and she was like, oh, you haven't heard? And I was like, is Sunny okay? Is Jack okay? Like, at the end of the day, those things don't matter. Like, both the kids are happy and healthy, huh? Oh, that's sweet.
Buddy, you're a good brother.
Making
Anyways,
your
feels
little
like our
step.
life is kind of in chaos. I feel like that's been the theme of our last 4 YouTube videos. But we are going to answer a lot of questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot to ask. We'll do our best.
Yes, we will.
How was New York?
So good.
So
It was
good?
so fun.
So you think you
So
want to
are
move
my-
there now?
No. I'm sorry, no.
Sarah
I'm not a
ain't no city gal.
As fun as it is to go be in there, like people are city people, and those are the people that live in New York. But it was really fun to be there for a few days. Oh, Sunny's trying to talk to me. Are you going to talk? Sunny, should we answer some questions when Jack goes to nappy?
All right. What's up, guys?
What's up?
We're outside on our deck. We've never filmed out here. We're gonna do a little Q&A right now. We haven't done one of these in a really long time, but there is lots to kind of catch up on.
First question is, how do you deal with any negativity / haters?
I feel like this has become more relevant lately.
Yeah.
We just try to keep things light and not.
But people are still gonna hate on us no matter
But no,
what.
yeah, it's like recently we posted like 3 videos about Sunny having dark hair because we think it's hilarious and absolutely love it.
And people are mad.
People are like, she's beautiful just the way she is
I'm like,
with dark
of
hair.
course
I'm like,
she's beautiful. Of course we love her. We think it's funny that we are all blonde.
and then
that
people
she
are
has
like,
brown hair.
Derek and Sarah are not natural blondes. And I'm like, dude, I've been a straight towhead my whole life.
Honestly, how I deal with it is because I think I have developed like more of a thicker skin as it's gone on, but some days are harder than others, I would say. A lot of it comes down to I usually just try not to read them as much. Like before I would almost like open a video and like go looking for like any negativity. I don't know why I used to do that, because obviously there's gonna be like someone that hates pretty much everything you do. You could literally do nothing and people are hating on it. So I think for me, I just haven't been looking at it as much.
And I think that's the best thing you can do. Okay, next question.
Okay. A lot of the questions too are about when we're moving, why. We just did a YouTube on that.
I think this has some new development to this question. Before it was just like, we're moving because we made this decision a year ago and we think it's what's gonna be best. But now it's like, we might even be moving a little bit sooner because of all this shiz that is happening to us right now. People just stealing everything and just, I don't know.
It almost just feels like not safe. In a way, I feel like this pit in my stomach of like, I need to leave almost. But I guess the answer to that question is we don't have a timeline yet. Could be May when our lease ends.
And someone was asking, is your house finished?
The house is not finished. If the house was finished, we would be gone yesterday.
It should be done by August. Did you ever find your truck? We did not find our truck.
Nope, the truck is gone.
Truck is stolen, 2 e-bikes stolen, camera stolen. We're kind of just like waiting for the next thing. My surfboards are all still here. That's really nice. All right, here's a good one. How do you guys solve the fights, challenges in the relationship? Do you guys fight often? I'm gonna let Sarah answer this one.
Oh, why? You said this is a good one, then you're like, you answer it. Well, yes, we do fight. If a couple says that they don't fight, they're lying, honestly. But I would say most of our fights are like little bickerings, and it's usually if like, I'd say it's when times are really stressful.
Yeah.
And it's usually if we take a step back and realize like, oh, we're probably just mad at each other because we're tired or the kids are freaking out, or like there's got to be like a reason behind it, or like we work together. So we do get in quite a few little arguments here and there of like how to handle our business.
Yeah, a lot of it's work related, and then that kind of carries over into our relationship and we start pointing the finger at each other for relationship stuff. But I would say we have
a lot to work on with this, honestly. Like we're not experts at fixing fights.
Usually we just kind of go silent.
We kind of separate for a little bit, because if we realize in a fight if we're not getting anywhere, neither of us are really understanding each other's point of view, then we need to like walk away, and then we come back and we're like, okay.
We're really good at apologizing. That is something that I really love about a relationship, is that we are both really good at apologizing.
You have to like kind of swallow your pride, even if you still, deep down, I'm sure a lot of times we think like we were the ones that were right.
Always.
Always. It's like not worth it. Jobs pre-social media.
Okay, let's see. I had like 3 different construction jobs. Carpentry work was my favorite one. The other 2 are more just labor intensive. I worked for 2 different sales companies.
You had a call center.
3 different sales companies. I got fired from a sales company.
You did get fired from one.
It was a joke. It was a startup, and a lot of people got fired. It was really bad.
I remember that day so well. You like called me and you're like, I got fired, and I was like, I knew that was gonna
never thought
happen.
I'd get fired. I work hard at jobs, but I got fired, and I'll always have that I can say I've been fired from a job.
I feel like babysitting doesn't really count because I only did that like a couple of times.
Yours were all
That's
tennis.
That's still a job. Okay. I worked at the front desk at Vasa Fitness. It was at the tennis club portion of it. Oh, and then I moved to a different tennis club and was actually a coach there, which was fun. And then I was a photographer and did weddings, and
then when COVID hit, all the weddings got canceled. So that was
great.
That's how we ended up here.
That's how we're here.
All right, here's a question that's been coming up.
How are you guys doing?
More and really focus on Sarah. How is Sarah really doing?
Sarah is stressed, overwhelmed, doing good.
Be honest.
I am doing good. I feel like I'm doing good. I think my personality thrives in having some sort of a routine, and I've never needed that more than having 2 kids. I feel like we haven't had a routine in 2 months. Like, Sunny's 2 months old. I actually feel like we have not been in like a normal day-to-day like routine since then. So I feel like it's kind of affecting like my mental health a little bit, because all I want is to like be able to have a schedule where I can like take care of the kids and know exactly when I'm supposed to be taking care of the kids, and like get a good workout in and focus on my eating habits. So overall, I wouldn't say I've been doing that great, but there's nothing like major that I can complain about. Life is just very busy, and I'm trying to learn how to adjust.
I can say the same at times. Like, I will say that this wasn't how I expected 2023 to start off. I feel like a lot of people think that it's always really good in our life, and it's not. Luckily, like, I feel like we're able to stick through it in our relationship.
Stop giving me that face.
Oh, I didn't know you were crying.
Listen, I am just tired.
That's fair. I don't know how you wouldn't be tired, and to add to all of it, you have a really hard time sleeping.
I think every
how
mom knows this feeling of like it's just a huge life change and like
it sucks too because we have babysitters that can help out too. That will even help us clean sometimes, and it's still so hard to feel like our life isn't chaotic.
everything just kind of seems up in the air, but really I'm feeling hopeful and positive about the fact that like I feel like now is a time where I can like really focus on
Yourself.
my like kids and myself and like I'm done with this because honestly there are so many bigger issues out there. Like
There are.
It's okay to cry, but realistically so many things could be so much worse. Like everyone in our family is healthy, so
Yeah, that's literally all that
I'm
matters.
like that's all that really matters to me.
But-
and I'm not just saying that, like it really is like the biggest blessing.
A lot of people are asking, will you guys ever want more kids?
That's always a question.
It's always a question, and it's funny, we just had Sunny, but I will say, I feel like my mindset has shifted a tiny bit on like when or if we'd have more
I
kids.
feel like there's no way like we could possibly be done at 2.
We
but
won't
like
be done.
as of right now, it's
Yeah.
like not even a thought in my head.
It's also hard too because getting pregnant is part of the process for her to get rid of her endometriosis, unless
I need a hysterectomy, but
Hysterectomy.
obviously I'm not doing that until I'm done having kids, so it's kind of just like we kind of need to have them somewhat close together, but obviously I can't mentally handle that right now, so.
I think down the road we'll have another kid.
Yes.
But yeah, as far as knowing when that's gonna be, I can't even think that right now.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a question. Are we
Ever
ever
going to do
get
a Beeston podcast?
Hmm.
Well, I think something's in the works, but it's not with Derik.
Maybe. Oh.
So I'll leave it at that. This one says, why don't you guys talk about the church or your religion in your videos ever? So obviously we have a whole life off of social media, and then we have a life on social media. For us personally, we kind of, just because of the trends we've seen on social media with talking about anything politics, anything religion, we're very, very specific with what we choose to put out there because we found out that like no matter what you choose to say, people are just going to be mad about it. I could say like, I see this person's point of view, but I think this, and people would just lose it. There's really nowhere to go, it seems like, on social media with that. So yes, we have our beliefs and our religion, but we kind of choose to like do that in our own lives and not as much like put it out there for everyone to
Kind
see.
of bash or see.
Or
Yeah.
bash or
Yeah.
see. That's more of a personal thing for us that we kind of just consciously decided not really to talk about. Okay, share more about Derik's OCD and how you handle it well.
Ooh. Yeah, we posted a whole video over a year ago about my challenges with OCD. I'd love to have like more conversations about them just because I feel like I'm at a point now where I have kind of gotten a little bit over the hump of it, but I've lived most of my life dealing with some very intense OCD that has kind of at times controlled my entire life. It made me feel very, very anxious and very sad, depressed, just like confused mostly. But I think since getting married, it's progressively gotten better. It's had some really low points, but I think overall I've figured out little ways to manage it enough right now, and I want to keep getting better at it, but like it's hard.
I would say, yeah, patience is like just a huge thing because brains work differently. I'm not always going to understand why he's doing the things that he's doing, but I have to like think in my head like, okay, I don't understand it, but like this is how it is, so just like be patient with them. I would say just being open and talking about it, communicating. So patience and then communicating about it. There's been a few questions like this. Do you guys ever regret living your lives with everyone watching? Yes and no.
Yes and no. Lately I feel like it's kind of these influencers or people just putting their lives out there that are all of a sudden like, I'm never showing my kids again, or I'm hiding this from you, like it's too sketch, and it had me rethinking like, whoa, this is bad. But then like other times I'm realizing like what we're trying to do is kind of just show these little tiny small moments in our lives and try to make them positive and make people happy. Like people like to feel relatable, and I think that's our goal, is to make people realize like, yeah, it may seem like we have it, but we're very much the exact same as far as like normal marriage things and life things. So that's kind of the goal. But yeah, it is kind of hard sometimes
Yeah.
to put your kids or put yourself out there.
I mean, I would be lying if I said there weren't days where I'm like, man, I wish like we just had like a normal job and like nobody knew anything about us. No one knew who our kids were. Like no one knew who we were. You constantly feel like you have to keep up like
showing like something interesting about your life.
And it's like this is just our life and we love our kids and that's literally it.
Don't get us wrong, like it is so cool
Yes.
to be able to build these connections with you guys. A lot of times it's like we see how it impacts different people's lives and
That's
connect on
the thing
things.
I was gonna say is like there are days where I'm like, oh, why are we doing this? Everyone hates us because we're like getting so many comments. But then we'll get like so many other comments that are like, you guys have changed my life. You guys have made me want to have like a nice family someday.
Yeah.
And like those messages like make me be like, okay,
They outweigh
like
the other ones a lot.
So like at the end of the day, it's a yes and a no. But for the most part, if we're like making people happy in any sort of way, like that's all we want.
Are you waking? Okay, we'll finish up.
I don't know why this is funny. Someone asked, how much does Derik get paid to wear that snapback in all your videos? He literally doesn't at all. He just likes the
Wait, which one? My red one?
I'm guessing it's the secret one.
Yeah,
wear
I
it
like it.
so much.
I like it, all right? Maybe a couple more questions. How has Jack's relationship been with Sunny? A lot of people are wondering that. Jack is great with Sunny.
We'll protect her to the ends
at
of the
all
earth.
costs. Someone steals Sunny's binky, he's going over
Game
and
over.
he's being very rude and taking that binky back. Only kisses.
Kisses,
hugs.
love, wants to see her, wants to show off for her. Like, he really is the best big brother. Everyone always asks, how did we know that each other were the one?
I don't even know if we did know, it just felt right. Everything kind of just felt right. I feel like people are always thinking like there's one person out there. There probably could be more, but we clicked so well together and made each other happier that it just like felt right. I feel like it was easy. And I feel like after years of being together, you realize like, oh, they really are the one. I don't think you realized that right away, early on. Like I think no, in a really good way.
Oh, I hope you like knew
I
when
knew
you were
that-
marrying me.
No, I'm saying I knew that Sarah was the girl I wanted to marry. But like, I think people overthink it and think like, I gotta find the one. But if it's someone that you're comfortable with and that you love and that makes you happier, then that's
a great sign.
There was one more question though. I realized that we never really talked about like our experience with the birth.
Yeah, what's it like from your point of view?
A very shortened explanation of my view of the birth. It was harder this time than with Jack. Just like I passed out.
Oh, harder. I was like...
No, for Sarah. For me, for some reason. I don't know why, because the one with Jack was so much more extreme. Like, Sarah was really going through it with Jack. For some reason, I felt like more comfortable. Maybe I just like knew I had to be. It was our first one. This one, I kind of went into it more calm, I guess. And so for that reason, I like took things in more, noticed things. And I'm a really queasy person. I get really lightheaded with stuff. Watching the birth, it was so amazing. I'd like have these moments of like, this is the most amazing thing in the entire world. Like, I cannot believe this, which overall, that's how I feel. But then like reality would hit and I'd be like, oh crap, I feel lightheaded. Like, what am I seeing? If you've watched the video, I almost passed out. But yeah, overall, it was an amazing experience.
I felt like it went a lot better for me this time around. So I felt like I handled it like a champ.
You handled this one better and I handled the first one better. Third time's a charm. I'll be great during the third one.
Doubt it.
Now it's time to go take a nap.
Yeah.
Any last words, Sarah?
Good night. Night night.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, and we love you guys.
Hopefully you feel like you're a little more in the know of what's going on.
Keep you updated on if we decide to move tomorrow.
Yeah, we might be out of here sooner than later. Our next YouTube video might be us moving to Utah, but that would be pretty devastating. Lots going on, but as always, thank you guys. If you haven't, don't forget to subscribe. It means the world to us. We're grateful you're here, and let us know what you'd want to see from us, like what you're interested in. We're always trying to figure out what do people really want to see from us. Let us know in the comments, and we appreciate all your feedback. We're stoked you're here. We will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Any last words, Sunny? Bye.
Bye.